I mean, I think all of those things are really quite exciting when you start to add them all up. And then when you look at the other side of it and the work that Andrew Robb's done in the context of opening up new markets in Korea, Japan and China, as I said right at the outset, I think it's a really very exciting time to be involved in primary industries in this country. And I've seen that. I've seen that interest. As I said, the breakfast in Beijing, where they, as I said, moved it 4 times to find a venue big enough, and the interest that was coming for our product through that. Discussions in Japan about our product. The recognition in all of those countries that not only do we have a clean product, but we have a safe product. And the systems that support that are also, I think, really important as well. And that can also become part of the service offering. And so from a small business perspective, if you're looking to get into the service industry, whether it's providing dairy services, whether it's providing farm advice, whether it's providing advice around qualities and food safety systems, I see the opportunities to build significant export markets in those sorts of businesses that are part of what we do here, but because we've got good systems in place and we understand it well, the core skills here, but those are the sorts of skills that are being sought out in some of those countries where there's opportunity for further development. And so I see this as a really quite exciting time for agriculture more broadly. A real good opportunity for agricultural businesses to take advantage of all of those settings. And it comes back fundamentally to the broader economy. We're trying to get the budget back under control, and we know how difficult that is. I think Barnaby's done a brilliant job in managing to sustain and retain the level of expenditure through the portfolio, because I can tell you it's seriously tough. The pressures that come on for cost savings from our good friends in the Expenditure Review Committee are really tight. And of course, what we still have to come is our agriculture white paper, and there's further initiatives in that. We've got our Northern Australian Development Paper, and for agriculture that's quite exciting. And you see the $5 billion infrastructure development funding for that, and that's going to be absolutely vital for the development of the North. And we've also got announcements yet to come on water infrastructure. So there's an enormous amount of work that's being done in and around the agricultural portfolio at the moment. It reaches across all of government. And I think that's demonstrated by how many different places I had to look last night to look at the different initiatives that were supporting this sector. Small business, obviously the initiatives in the agriculture portfolio, some work that's coming through in McFarlane's portfolio with respect to some of the R&D initiatives. Obviously we're still working on our major policy platforms in agriculture and forestry, with 2 major pieces of discussion out in the market at the moment. But all of that adds up to a situation where I think that the opportunity to grow this sector is really positive. I said to the breakfast in China that, you know, if we double our agriculture by 2050, we'll feed Australia plus 1.3% of all of Asia. So we're not going to be anybody's food bowl, but we provide a really high quality offering into those markets. But the projections are that we could potentially double it by 2030. So there's an enormous amount to be done, and what I see the work that we're doing right now is to set this country up in the agricultural and the primary industry space for the future. That's the objective of the work that we're doing through the white paper. It's about providing that vision for the next 10, 20, 30 years, because that's what we need to do if we're going to achieve the targets that we're setting for ourselves, and to put in place the settings that allow industry to facilitate. And of course the response that the Prime Minister Deputy Prime Minister and Barnaby made last week in respect of some of the immediate problems around the drought and the issues that we're trying to deal with right now, so that we can get our agricultural sector, particularly in the areas that are badly affected by those quite traumatic circumstances, is also very important. But then laying the foundations so that the rural sector can, as much as possible on their own, manage that agricultural risk that we all know so well, and let government step back to a certain extent and allow them to get on with meeting the targets and setting this country up for, I think, what is a very, very bright future in agriculture.